I can do it all by myself and I definitely don't need no man. Now, how many times have we heard that ideal be perpetuated all throughout the Black community, especially from our beloved sisters, especially from us? Now, this video today is going to be about how the Black woman in hyper-independence is extremely problematic and detrimental to that of the Black union. And this is not the video for the fellas because we have, some qualms with them as well in the way that they go about certain things. But that's not this video. Right now, I'm talking to my sisters. So I wanted to make this video because I'm still seeing this narrative perpetuated in me personally. I have so many beautiful Black sisters, Black friends who are very open and very aware of the fact that we need family. Family union is important. And the man, the Black masculine man, is very important for us to continue to thrive and for us to continue on our legacies. But there's still that narrative, and it gets perpetuated through social media, through the people that are popularized, that we don't popularize. Executives, music executives popularize those people like Sexy Red and Glorilla and all those. I mean, I bop to some of them too, so I guess you can call me slightly a hypocrite. But I listen to these kind of things and I'm like, wow, like I can really see how this is hypnotizing and brainwashing the average Black woman's mind into thinking that F men get money and all we need is our education. All we need is things to validate us outside of our men. And we don't really need our men to do that anymore. We don't need you guys for that. And I think that kind of thinking is so problematic in the Black community because it's a trauma response. It just is. From the beginning, not the beginning of the time, but part of our history, especially in American history, slavery. And we were literally incentivized as Black women to not have the Black men in our homes. How crazy is that? You would actually get in trouble for being on Section 8 or being on some level of government assistance and having a man in the home. The minute they find out you have a man in that home, your benefits are taken away. So there's so much that we've been incentivized about to not have the Black man. And also prior to that, even back in the 1900s when or not the 1900s, but the early 1900s, I should say, when we were having our Black men locked up, pulled away from our homes for petty crimes, pulled away from our homes to go to jail for crimes that are now legal or crimes that were then crimes because it was mostly a Black thing and then now they're legal. And it's such a terrible cycle, but now we're perpetuating that. Now we think that all of a sudden we've become we've emerged these strong beings. We can just throw anything on our back. No, we are very fragile. We are very soft, supple, and we need our men. We love our men. There's not one Black woman that I speak to personally. I don't know about the whole social media culture and all that. I'm not completely into it. But I don't know not one who doesn't know that she needs a Black man. I hear it. Sometimes I see it online. So I feel it's necessary to make this video and to say, you do need a man. I understand you got your degrees. You can travel the world for the rest of your life and live a decent life. But at the end of the day, if we're focused about pushing our race forward, if we have that collective pride in who we are in our culture, Black American culture, then we'll understand that part of that happening and continuing to happen is being very serious about creating Black families, Black, strong, beautiful families. And obviously the Black man is half of it and he has his own issues with us, just like we have our issues with him. We love you, Black man, but we're also upset with you. We're hurt by you and we're also traumatized by you, just like you're traumatized, hurt, and upset with us. And we'll have that conversation more and more on this channel. But right now, I just want us as Black women not to be tricked out of our spot. I understand we're opening up businesses like crazy. We're smarter than ever. We've been the geniuses. Be clear on that, right? This is not a new finding. But let's not trade our degrees for our homes, for our men, for our happiness. Because I understand you could live the rest of your life happy. Maybe you already have children. Maybe you have, family members. You're living a fulfilled life. But me personally, and maybe it's just me, I'm now in a happy relationship, and I told that man he got about 10 months to propose or I'm up out of there. So, but I'm very happy in my situation, and we've been together for a year, but that's a whole nother thing. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, if we don't prioritize coming together and merging with our men, we just won't have that level of fulfillment. And I know I might sound crazy. Let me know down below. If you think you could live a happy life without a man, I don't think I could. Nobody can fill my need like that of a Black man who I am romantically involved with or that I am married to. I haven't found anybody to even come close. And I think it's a part of ourselves that sometimes we don't want to honor and recognize because it's painful. It's painful to say that and admit that, because the minute we admit that we need you, Black man, the minute that we admit that we are vulnerable and part of our happiness is contingent upon you, it kind of puts us in a space where we're really, really vulnerable. And I think the Black woman learned over the years that vulnerability and us, we don't go together at all. We should actually move away from vulnerability and go the other route where we're extremely independent, we're extremely masculine, right? Which is a very inflammatory word when it comes to Black women, because Black women are the most feminine people on earth. But we've adopted some traits of masculinity like assertiveness, independence, solidarity, or not solidarity, but by yourselfness, right? Like we've adopted those things because we had to. It's a survival mechanism. But now it's popularized and we dance around to it like as if it's something to celebrate, or as if we were naturally this way. No, we're not. We are homemakers. We nurture and teach our children. We can still be ambitious. We can still go out there and get it. We can still get our bag. We know we love us some money, okay? And we can always get that on our own. Like we can always do that. But there's just certain things that paper degree and the paper money, and no matter how red your shoes are on the bottom, no matter how expensive your this or your that is, you're still going to yearn for that Black man. And then to sit up here and say that you don't, I personally don't think that I would ever be happy if I don't have a man. I will learn how to be happy. I've been single a lot. Like I've been single. I've spent years without being in a relationship. So I've been single. I've done the nomadic thing. I've done the traveling. I've done several solo trips. I've been to several different countries, even in one whole year by myself. And I enjoy that. But part of me is like, damn, like, what are you seeking? I'm having fun. I'm learning about myself. I'm having richer experiences. I'm seeing the different kinds of men, seeing different kind of values, different kinds of cultures. And all it did was honestly make me realize how much I yearned for the connection with my beautiful Black men. And I had to be ready. I had to be healed enough, not healed perfectly, because you will never be healed enough. You just need to be decent. And then you could go on, just so you don't, damage him or whatever the case is. But I just needed to be healed enough to be able to receive the kind of love that I'm getting now. And I'm not saying I'm the exemplar version of what you should be doing, because I got my own shit to me. Of course I do. Like, let's be clear. But I am saying that I know that I see so many older Black women, my mom included. Most of my family members are married. Honestly, most of my family members are married. I can't really think of those who are not. But my mom happens to not be. And I could see it. I can see that she wants connection. I could see in certain women when I see them on social media and they take on this whole facade of I'm okay without a man and I'm good. I'm not buying it, sis. I'm not buying it. So do you think, let me know down below, do you really think you can genuinely be, if you're being honest with yourself, you can lie to me. If you want to tussle with me in the comments, cool, let's go. But you can lie to me. But when you get in those four walls and you're sleeping at night in your mansion, or you're somewhere in Tanzania or Dubai or somewhere living your best life, can you genuinely say like, that's your preference? Or is that something that you're doing just because of the situation, right? And again, us Black women, we're also very, very picky, but appropriately picky, because sometimes with certain Black men, we have to be very careful. There's other ones that will just love us down, okay? And those are the ones that we're gonna attract, and those are the ones that we are open for and open to. But again, I understand some of us have tumultuous relationships with men in our families, right? Or men in general. We've gone through some things. And I don't want to take away from that or make light of that. So I understand you, Black woman. Like I always say, I am you, you are me. There's nothing that you've gone through or feel that I don't feel currently or haven't felt at some point. I'm just saying, what I want for you is love. What I want for you is to admit that you need that. You're soft. You're interdependent. You need somebody, right? Like we're literally made to complement each other. Everything around me is made to go in tandem with something. This picture couldn't be hanging if it wasn't for the nail. This couch wouldn't be sitting up if it wasn't for the legs, right? I couldn't press record if it wasn't on a phone. I'm basically highlighting the fact that everything has some sort of interdependent relationship. And you want to tell me when it comes to you, the most sacred, the most beautiful, the most magnetic, the most dynamic of all, when it comes to you, you don't need anything? How dare you cut yourself off from that kind of love? How dare you succumb to the BS that we've been taught and brainwashed, that we don't need our men or that we'll be okay by ourselves? No, we won't. We can be. That was an adaptive and survival mechanism, but we don't have to be in that. And just really quickly, because I know some some Black Kings follow my channel, and I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so happy that you're here. But we need more affirmation from you. We need more attention from you. We need you to understand our traumas like how we're trying to understand yours. I'm not saying that the Black woman is perfect. I'm not saying that some of the things you say about us aren't true. But I am saying that I need you to lean into us with more curiosity about why we're the way we are. Don't just look at the result of conditioning, colonization, trauma, slavery, again, singleness and singlehood being popularized and incentivized. Don't just look at the result of that and then judge us. Lean into us a little bit more and see, okay, this is why my queen is this way. Let's get our house in order. Don't beat me up. Don't talk about me online. Don't make fun of me. Don't talk about my hair. Don't talk about my masculinity, my aggressiveness, my assertiveness, my melanated skin. How dare you? I made you. Where is your respect? And I'm saying this because we both have qualms with each other, but I recognize that none is greater than the other. I'm just saying at some point, we really have to come together and realize we need each other. We both need each other. You can run up out of there. I understand passport bros. You can go somewhere, find somebody submissive and all this and, oh, yes, king. And that's great and that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, that woman, those other people, those other races have the luxury of having not been traumatized by you, which is why it's easier to go over there. So what do we call that? Why are you running up out your house? I understand some of us might have ran you out the house, if we're being real, if I'm being honest. All right. I understand trauma and the effects of it is not easy to deal with. But what if we turned our backs on our Black kings like they do us? Because honestly, you guys we're still being married, to you. Black men is still are very desirable to Black women and vice versa. I'm not saying that. But you guys are also so damn vocal, and it's embarrassing about your disdain for us and who we are and what we've become. And I think Black women started getting more vocal and maybe meeting you a little bit there and getting in the mud more than we have in the past. But if it hasn't been for Black women holding down the fort like we have been doing for centuries, as we're supposed to, but it's becoming a bit more perverted now. It's becoming an issue because you guys look at that as a true option. Like, it's really an option for you guys to just not deal with us. We still desire you. You are still number one desirable for us. You're also desirable to other races, but you're also fetishized by other races. So a lot of Black men have this false notion that, I'm the most wanted man in the world. Yeah, you are. But you're also the most fetishized man in the world. That's just what it is. I mean, that's just the truth. Some women could really love you of other races. I'm not saying that. But I think a lot of times it's like, oh, I want to see what that's about. You're strong, you're masculine, you're genius, you're the first man you're the original man. There's a novelty factor to you. But we see the human side of you. We always support you. We always hold you down. Do the same for us. If you don't like us, you don't want to date Black women, cool. But don't talk about us. Don't talk about us negatively. If you want to do anything to be of help, lift us up. We need you to lift us up. That's what we need from you. And for Black women, I understand they done pissed us off as much as we still love them and adore them. I adore Black men. Like, can we just, for a minute, I adore, oh my God. Like, when I tell you, there's nothing like a fine ass, masculine Black man who is really has knowledge of self. He is a provider, not just of money, but just of emotional safety. He is somebody who can extend compassion and grace and care. And he cares about our hearts. He wants to know about us. He knows how to gas us up. He knows how to make us feel good in so many different ways. It's just, you guys are just so incredible and so special. And we really love you. And I'm speaking on behalf of all the sisters, whether you're upset with them or whatever the case is, and you completely are just, disowning them, that's cool. But I'm even speaking for you, okay? Because we know your first love was that of that Black man, just like his was that of that Black woman. But sometimes the Black mothers break these Black boys' hearts. There's some really tough and angry and bitter, and rightfully so. I understand her plight, but sometimes the Black woman does a lot of damage to the Black man's spirit. And that's another thing that we have to acknowledge. So I am very centered when it comes to the problems. I will never bash you, Black man, and I will never bash you, Black woman, because I am you. I love you guys too much to do the bashing thing. But I'm just bringing these things to the fore because we need each other. And if we don't start to see that it's imperative, what is going to happen to our race? What's going to happen? They say that, first of all, they say black men outnumber black women, meaning there's not enough black men for us in the first place. So damn. Then we have black men who some are, same sex. They out the picture. Then we have some who would never touch us because we're so masculine and we're so ugly. Don't know what that's about. And then what we're left with is the very healed black man. Beautiful. He's our number one. We need you. We love you. And also the other one who's also our number one, which we also need, we need him to heal, because then he could come and add to the population of the black men that are actually viable suitors. So it's like, what do we do? I'm not making this video because I got all the answers or I know what the hell to do. I'm just putting this out as a PSA. Like, listen, first of all, black women, you need him. You need him. I know you don't like to, because the thing is, I also feel like it's a trauma response because you've always known that you've needed him. We've always known we needed you, but it was never in our favor. It was never advantageous to us to need you, because when we did, you were taken away from us. When we did, you were jailed. When we did, we were incentivized to not have you in the house, right? When we did, by the time we realized we needed you, you hated us. So there's just so much trauma there that I think we both need healing. And this channel is going to be very solution oriented. It's going to be very progressive, where I actually provide solutions. And I want to start to even do like weekly challenges to start to even measure our growth as a community, because that's what's really important to me. If you ask me what is my purpose, I think it's uplifting. I think it's teaching. I've always been a teacher. I taught kindergarten. I've always tried to have some sort of YouTube channel, do something, right? This is not my first YouTube channel. So it's like, but I feel like my true purpose is to really try my best to find solutions so that the black home could be back in harmony. That would just be beautiful. And I want to give flowers to those black men and black women who are doing the damn thing, because I see you guys, I look up to you guys, and your win, your victory is my win and my victory. And I take that very deeply. It's so special to me. It's so sacred to me. Our love is so sacred. And we have to get back to that. It's just such a beautiful thing. We're just such beautiful people, and we've been traumatized, and we have to give each other grace. Black woman, give that black man grace. Black man, give that black woman grace, so we can have the real conversations and the deep work can start to, ensue. So let me know down below what you think of this. What are your thoughts on black women, hyper independence, black men kind of sometimes bailing out on us and us feeling neglected by them? Let me know. I encourage black men and black women to respond. Let me know how you feel. I hope that this video has shed some light or just kind of opened up a can of worms so we can just dive deeper into there and figure out why there's worms in it. All right, so I'm going to get going, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.